Hey everybody. On July the 18th of 2026, I went out and took photos. Of course I did. It was a Saturday. I got up Saturday morning, went out and met with the usual group that I've been meeting with every Saturday morning, walked around a park. Then it was a bit of a shorter walk because we were invited back to go to the leader's house, where we had lemonade and cookies and watched all the birds in their backyard and chatted for several hours. Great time. Saw a ton of stuff. Won't go into too many details. Then I went out later in the evening as well and led a group myself around a different location. So, first, I did take a picture of a bush tit for the brief moment that it was there, but it was pretty cool. Um, I don't get to see them super often, and I haven't gotten super great photos of them because they are just so very quick. There was actually a point in time before or after this, I can't recall. It was a month ago, but I think before this, where I went out with two photographer friends and we found a section of trees where there was a large number of bush tits around, and we were all just trying to get a photo of one. And you had a lot of like, as it like moves off the branch as soon as you get to focus on it. Happens a lot. So we were looking for those, or I was happy to see this because we had been looking for them. A cormorant drying its wings, I thought was kind of cool. This is a cool photo. That's basically all I'm doing is looking at my favorite cool photos. Saw a wood duck, pretty far, didn't get great. Even zooming in, you know, best I can. I forget what we were saying that day. I need to record I've been so far behind. It's over a month since I did this. But on that day, people were saying, oh, it's a this. And I think it was a male and just hasn't fully come into it all of its colors. But there was a term for it. And I forget what that term was. Would have been nice to remember that now. It's okay. What else did we see that was really cool? Oh, the black-crowned night heron. Not the best photos of it, which is exactly how I have ever seen a black-crowned night heron, but one other time, very far away. I did split off from the group for a few moments while everyone was looking at it from this angle. I went, okay, let me walk around, and I saw it from a different angle. Again, probably the best, I could see the red on the eye. You can see that plume feather, that nice long white one that came off the back of its head as it's there. Best photo I've gotten so far of a night heron, the black crown night heron. There it is from that original. So that was actually the first shot. Its head turned. I took a second shot. I walked around and got a third one. Best that it is. Still not the best it could be, very far away, but hey, I'll take it. Better than what it was. Little improvements. Um, what else do we see? What else do we see? The goldfinch, American goldfinch, very cool. I like seeing these. Those are great. And then at the feeder, so then in someone's backyard, um, as we were there was northern flickers coming to this water feature that they built, which I just really cool. And I like that shot. Difficult to get with them in the shade at this water feature, but a bunch of birds came to it. It gave me so many ideas about what, if I ever get to own a house, what I will do in the backyard. Very much just inspiration. It was gorgeous. There was a point where there was a robin and it took off. Pretty cool. Hard to shoot into the shade when it's so bright. This is much later in the day. Um, but yeah, saw that. Oh, the cedar waxwing. Not the best photo. It was hard getting focus again, shooting into the shade, and the way it came out. The colors are a little wacky with the green on here. Well, I don't think it was that green necessarily. With the colors of it, with the sun reflecting, it was difficult. But yeah, saw downy woodpecker as well. Really cool stuff. And then in the evening, went out. Um, oh, we were really there to see was hummingbirds, but let me tell you, it was very difficult to get hummingbirds photos at the feeder because they were like, if I'd set up a tripod and just waited a while, maybe better, but they were there and gone very quickly. We did have, oh yeah. So later in the day, though, I was going to get into, went out again to the foothills, led a small group around. Not too many photos came out from that, because as I realized, the sun sets real early in the foothills because yeah, it kind of goes behind things. So I took a picture of like the tree line with the clouds that were there, and then this one as we got a little further away, you can see the mountain. I thought this was cool. The sun or the moon had come out. The sun is barely setting. I get that. I was happy with that. We walked all the way back and then waited around in the parking lot, for a good half hour, just chatting, waiting to see bats. There were bats that came out. That was cool. They apparently in the foothills, in the mountains area. They live in caves that are there, old mining caves, and then they come out at night, obviously. So we waited around, and then I did manage to get a photo of a bat, the best, silhouette, but you can see clearly a bat. And we did do a bit of. I had a question on Patreon when I was doing the counterpart to this video, where I go through the actual bird book and try to identify. I got completely stumped by this one. I could not figure out what it was. This one was a little bit easier once I pulled it in. I used Marlin to ID it after that, because I flipped through the book and could not figure out. Both of these are actually just male and female young of the same species. And this one makes it a little bit easier to see because you can almost see that we're just starting to get a little bit of color. Again, lighting conditions are not great. The sun has set by this point. This was probably one of the last ones I took on my way out, but I couldn't figure out exactly what they were. Lazuli, or lazuli, pronounce it how you wish, bunting. We get the blue to it. It's there. You can see it just for a moment. A little bit of blue. Well, I mean, you can see just a little bit of color with the orange there and the beak. And then, yeah, apparently this would be the female, which I've never seen one looking like this, but I was really thrown off by, like, the white around here. This one I'm still less confident on. Like, the other one, I looked through the books. I looked through two different books, looked at the example images on Merlin, trying to identify, and I went, okay, yes, this makes sense. We've got, you can see that it is blue here, even though the sky and the lighting conditions are poor. I can barely see a bit of orange coming in. That makes sense. This one, though, I couldn't see a single image of the tail that had any white to it whatsoever. But yeah, maybe a bit of white around here as well. I don't know enough to know what young female lazuli look like. I mean, yes, it kind of matches in the beak and things. I just wasn't. I would never have picked that one myself. But it's questionable. I'm not putting it in there as a certainty when I log it in my, my website tracking. It's a maybe. But Merlin says so. I can kind of see it looking at the book. It just doesn't match exactly, and I don't know what else it would be. So it matches the time and location that we would see them, and we've definitely seen them on this trail before, mere weeks before this point, so entirely possible. Yeah. Good time out, though. Great time. Having fun. All right. Bye, buddy.